I also get a lot of people that I feel like I'm not the nicest to in person, and they take this time to try to like come at me.
Oh, you that?
Funny though, but it's funny to me because I'm not gonna argue with you on an app.
Yeah, that's
My
crazy.
block game is so strong.
I love
like
that.
the moment you be like, oh, you that thing that blocked. Like, did you think I was about to sit here and go back and forth with you?
Crazy. Lately I feel like escaping.
What's the deal, guys? It's your boy Jay Ryan, and I'm here today with my friends Isaiah Joseph back in the building.
Hey, part 2.
Yes, and I got Britney Colombo back as well. 2 reoccurring guests. You know, we loved you guys so much we had to run it back.
That part.
What's going on, guys?
Rehired.
Man. Okay. Man, we had already started off on a conversation that just kind of went. Before I was on my way here, and it's so random, I just be watching clips and stuff because even though I send topics in, I'd be like, what's current and update? And I saw somebody talking about hall passes within dating.
Oh, yeah.
What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Hall passes.
Hall passes within dating. Like, are you open to that? Are you like...
Oh, you want to?
I feel like you a little open by that.
I already had a few.
No. I mean, like, if you're gonna do a hall pass and all that, you might as well take a break or break up.
Right.
Period. Because, like, I don't know. With the hall pass, it's like what you're trying to adventure out and seek. What? Like, what is the hall pass for?
Well, I thought the hall pass was just to have sex.
With somebody?
I think that is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, but then what?
Well, my thing is
why?
like, personally, I'm a monogamous person. So like, I don't need a hall pass. But however, I understand that when I got into a relationship, people didn't stop being attractive to me.
Yeah.
Of course, I could be sexually attractive to other people. And of course, I could have had sex with somebody else. But I just think it's a personality or like it just depends on the couple. Like me, I don't need that. I could see like, and us being gay, it's a little different too.
I was just about to say, do you think because we date men, it's a little different?
Yeah, it's different.
Because our sex drives are a little bit crazier than y'all's.
I mean, I don't know. Like,
I mean, these bitches be hoes nowadays. I don't know, but I feel like with girls is like more.
They be hoes outside,
No, we are. That's what I'm saying.
Everyone.
That's why I said the sex drive is so different. I think with women though, you guys are more emotionally connected than we are.
I'd be emotionally connected. I'd be super emotionally connected. However, if I was in a relationship and my boyfriend came to me and talked to me and was like honest and was like, look, I love you. I just want to have sex with somebody else, like one time or something. I'll probably be like, well, bitch, I'm gonna do it too.
Yeah.
But like, I don't need that at all, but I can see how people do it and it's fine. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like, but even to have that conversation, I feel like with you saying you're emotionally connected, wouldn't that bother the fuck out of you though?
Not at this time and age in life. Like maybe when I was 21, I'd be like, no, you're supposed to be just thinking about how relationships are supposed to be. I'm like, no, we're together forever. Da, da, da. But it's like, bro, it's kind of.
I do feel like hall passes more so come into marriage situations versus boyfriend-girlfriend situations.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people that be in like committed boyfriend-girlfriend situations or boyfriend-boyfriend situations. But they also be like, well, I'm not married yet though. You know, like that is like a thing that they hold on to.
Yeah. I'm single till I'm married type shit.
Sex does not bother me though within relationships. As a tourist, I'm not a cheater. Like when I'm in a relationship, like you are for me. I wouldn't have got into the relationship if I didn't feel like you were for me. However, if my cheated on me, and I don't mean like on a regular occurrence, but if he cheated on me like one time and it was sex and not
like emotional,
that's what bothers me is the emotional side. The kissing, the holding hands, the getting to know one another would bother me more than if you were just out one night and you got drunk and you were like, look, I was like, all right, because sex to me sometimes, and obviously because I do it a lot, it is emotionless, you know, when it's somebody that I don't give a fuck about, you know. So I think sex just never bothered me in that capacity. But if I find that you're like getting to know the person, like that's where the issue would lie with me.
I feel like it's just like a slippery slope because it's like, okay, I give you this hall pass. You say you want to smash something, then you go and smash it, and then it's just like after that, it's like, is it done? You know, like it always is going to be in the back of your mind thinking like, damn, like, is that done? Because then if he asks for another hall pass or like what kind of exchange is this? At this point, I'm ready to out. Like, and a too. Like, but you know, like, I mean, that's just me. I feel like if if you feel like you want to go and like smash something else, then by all means, go ahead, go smash. But don't think I'm sitting here waiting for you like, how was it? Was it great? Was it fantastic?
I feel that.
Nah, bitch, I'm out. I'm smashing the next, all of that, plus the bitch you just smashed.
In my last relationship.
Just saying.
In my last relationship, we opened the door for an open relationship.
Oh, wow.
You met him, actually. Yeah. And...
See, that's different.
I actually brought it up because, one, the way I travel, and then two, we weren't having sex as often. Mind you, me and him met on sexual shit. Like, we met being sexual first before even knowing each other. And then it was like, I think I want to date you. Like, let me take you out, and then that's how, and then he became my boyfriend. But once we were like in it, and me not have been in enough relationships, I was like, well, is this love that we're not having so much sex now? Because it was like the affection was there, like cuddling was great, affection, kissing like all over me, but we just were not having sex anymore. So a person like me, after a while, I was like, well, then you clearly aren't that into me. That's how I started thinking.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys would think, but that's how I started thinking. So then the first half of it was like, do I bring it up? Do I not? Because then I'm like, is it because I'm just a freak and always want to have sex? Like, so I was going through all these thoughts in my head. And then after a little too much time passed, I finally brought it up. And then he said to me, he's like, I didn't know if it was you or me. I was like, it's definitely you. Like, because I know what I want,
Yeah.
And then he expressed to me that he wasn't a taker, that he was more of a like, he needed you to initiate it. So then we talked about the open thing because of my traveling, and he was like, I'm cool with that. But with the open thing, it didn't mean like I was going to go start fucking just everybody that week. It was more so like, if it happens, it happens. But I still want to do it with my boyfriend. And then I started getting in the back of my mind like, well, shit, are you doing the open part and still not doing it with me? Because then now we have a big... I started having like so many like...
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's a slippery slope. It's kind of weird because it's like you want to be able to... like you're saying, like have that open relationship because of just how you move and how you're going about. And I hear you on that.
Yeah.
And I do respect that. And at least you came up and like made that like kind of like on the table. But it just like kind of puts you in this dawn of just like, wait, like, are they now like, okay, like let's do that. And then now they're being a freak for somebody else. And it's like you wanted them to be the freak for you.
But I do think that that kind of stuff can stem from like being like insecurities and stuff.
Yeah.
Because like you were saying about if your boyfriend cheated on you and it was just sex, you'd be like, okay, cool. But if he was emotional with the person, it's a problem. And it made me think like it's almost safer if them and the person like low-key have a feeling for each other. Because the person who doesn't is like, they might not care about your body. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say your boyfriend, they know he has a boyfriend. If they're respectful to you, I feel like that they probably would have more of a like connection with that person as opposed to like, we're just fucking, because that person will give your boyfriend an STD and not give a fuck if he gives it back. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if you're gonna do it, then I expect I expect you to be safe, like for sure. And even when we talked about like the open
everybody
thing,
on prep, child.
Even when we talked about
raw
the
doggy
open
over
thing.
here.
No, they be
please.
raw dogging. The gays,
doggies.
The gays, you know.
You're raw doggies.
The gays do be raw dogging.
Oh Lord.
You know what's funny is because like me growing up, I was such a condom. I'm like such a condom person.
Yeah.
And I just remember Usher has that song, That's What It's Made For. And there's one part where he says, I'm lost in the sauce, dead wrong, and I ain't stopping now. And I remember the first time I fucked raw, and I was just like, damn. Yeah. I see what he was talking about.
Now.
Because the way I started was like, I just want to feel it just a little bit. And then I was like, and then I'm going to put it on. But once it started, I was like,
nah, you can't
damn,
stop.
I can't stop. Like,
yeah. You're not going back to the
No.
That
shit will be sitting right there.
And with us, it is like a thing when you go get tested, it's like you're sitting in that room like, oh, God, I'll never do it again. Please. Please.
I'm so glad I haven't had that nervous feeling in so long.
You know, I've never had an STD before, and knock on wood, wherever it is, you know. Yeah. I thought I had one time, and it was in my 30s, which annoyed me because I was like, damn, I got this far without one.
Yeah.
It ended up being a UTI, actually, which I didn't know that men can get.
Yeah.
I thought that was like a women thing.
Oh.
Yeah, but I just knew. And when I tell you I cut this boy off something serious, I was like, that nigga burned me. Bitch, I was like, I'm going to chop his head off when I see him.
And
they were like, no, you don't have. I never even told him. He didn't know why I cut him off. And then when I got tested, they were like, "Oh, you don't have an STD." They were like, "You got a UTI," and I was like, "Oh, what's the difference?" I got it up here on the screen. Okay.
Not him bringing up
what does
all
it say?
of it.
Bacterial infections that affect the urinary tract, typically caused by bacteria entering the urethra,
Yes.
the vagina or anus. They are not spread through sexual contact.
In health class, it's so funny because in high school, like you didn't really pay attention in science, but in health when they had the sex ed week, I was like so paying attention to it. And she did break it down that as a man, when we come, it pretty much like when you're ejaculating, if you're in there, the juices from either you or whoever you're fucking it's like they reverse, they go up. And that's how STDs and UTIs are. Yeah.
Wow,
yeah, which is why it is almost smarter to pull out.
Right. Before.
Yeah.
But I always worry about like the pre-cum.
Well, there's still pre-cum, yeah. So there's,
Freaky.
Strap it.
You guys because you were in a relationship for like the longest, and you had a pretty long relationship before.
Like 2.5 years.
Yeah. So did you guys ever experience moments where you felt like?
No, I got my man checked.
Moments
I don't play
like
no games.
No, hall pass way. It's not.
Oh,
STD.
hall pass.
No.
I'm big with that.
I'm
right when we first talked, I'm like, we go right together. Like, hey, babe.
Right.
But
we never had a hall pass moment.
Nah, I don't do hall passes.
Yeah.
I will violently crash out.
Right.
Sorry. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just not that girl.
Yeah, the hall pass, like how you were saying that, what was the phrase you used? Like once they do that, then it's like, okay, now I want to do it again.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It would have to be like, look, I just want to let's just have sex with them together. Like you want to be separate.
I always wonder. I've never had that experience, but I felt like I would be down for that too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just feel like with that, like it just seems that like I don't know.
I feel like if I was a woman, I definitely would not be like, let's have sex together. I'd be like, I don't want a hall pass.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, for me, I just feel like it's a totally different thing. Like, I feel like it would be different. Like, for me, it's just like, I can't do a hall pass. I'm ready. Like, even though, like, I like girls and stuff like that, like, nah, little bitch. I don't even know you, like, from a can of paint. I can't play with you.
I had one situation where we were on a trip one time in Mexico with a group of guys, and a lot of people that were on the trip were, like, couples. Didn't realize it till we got there. And I was like, damn, these niggas are all couples, you know? But I felt like the bulk of the couples were into me, though. And so one of the nights, I remember EJ was like, yo, you should do that. Like, both of them, you know? And I considered it because one particular couple, they were both fine as hell. And I knew them. I knew them separately. I didn't know that they were in a relationship because both of them be trying it. And so now I'm on this trip and I'm like, oh.
Wait.
So I had considered it, and then I remember thinking to myself, like, because they were in the hotel next door to us. They weren't in the same hotel. And I just thought to myself, like, damn, I could go fuck them. But then it's like, they're rolling over and cuddling, and I'm walking back to my room.
I don't like.
Like, and I didn't like the thought of that. And then I also felt like, and why give you guys me? Like,
yeah, because it's almost like they're using you like a toy.
Yeah, and I just feel like...
Yeah, I don't know.
Crazy.
Like my cocky side kicked in.
Do I look like a Care Bear to you?
Yeah, see, I had a threesome like that. I had a threesome like that with a couple, but they treated it like, okay, we're whining and dining you. We're, hanging out with you. We're like friends, actually. Okay. So then we're like just doing normal stuff with each other. But I still felt like, we, after the do, you know what I'm saying? I had just went to the bathroom real quick, and when I came back out, they're like cuddled. I'm like...
Yeah,
I'm going home.
Yeah,
but like to them it's probably just normal. They're just in bed, so they just rolled over.
Right.
But to me, it's like y'all should be out here waiting on me and waiting to cuddle with me.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to come out here.
Yeah, I feel like I would feel like the paid talent.
Yeah,
like I don't like that.
I'm the talent.
And then it's like, and then you have that on me to be like, oh yeah, we fucked with him. Like, nah.
Yeah, like
y'all are not on my level. Like, y'all should not be.
I didn't feel. I felt like they were on my level, but I just felt like y'all have each other, and I'm single, and now I feel lonely, and I'm going home.
I just feel like I don't know if they wined and dined me and made me feel good, and then all of a sudden we smash and shit, and then I come back and then they're all cuddled up and forget about me, bitch. I'm breaking
like
shit.
Sleep.
I'd be like this. You know what? I'm here still. Hello.
Yeah, but that's right. My problem. I'm too selfish with it. That's why I really wouldn't want to share my partner with anybody.
Yeah,
because I need the attention.
Right.
I don't need anyone else needing a cuddle.
I also learned that I don't do well with planned stuff. Like I can't plan things out. Like even in one-on-one settings, like I seen something recently with a friend where him and somebody had something planned, and then we all went out. But then that person started getting too drunk, and by the end of the night, one person's still waiting on it, but the other person's like drunk and like, oh, I'm over it now. You know, I don't do well with planned stuff, and I recommend to everybody, don't plan sexual encounters.
I feel that.
Go with the flow and let shit happen.
Yeah,
because you will be utterly disappointed. Like, and a nigga like me, I'm like, you disappoint me. I'm like, bitch, fuck you. And then when you hitting me up next time, I'm like, ignored.
Yeah. You consider it planning of like you meet a guy on a dating app? Like a jacked or something like that?
No, that's like, because when you meet people on apps, you kind of want it like right now.
True.
You're like, you know, so it's like, what's good? But I will say, with those apps, they're very annoying because I feel like sometimes the conversation just lasts too long. And I don't like I don't like pen pal shit. Like, I'm very much like, if we start talking and we're feeling each other to some extent, let's link, and that's it. If you're trying to hold this conversation and you got to ask me for a million pics before, like, nigga, I'm over it. I'm blocking you already. Like, this ain't that. And again, I start to feel like, and you ain't on my level, no way. So I'm already at this point, I should have just beat my meat, and then I'll thank God that I didn't go forward with the stupid shit.
Yeah, once you already like,
when you masturbate, it will help you.
You be looking at them
doing
like,
some stupid shit.
You get clear-minded real quick.
Like you be like,
wow,
ew, gross. Like,
wow, where was I going with this?
Sometimes I'm masturbating, I'm like, whoo, man, I almost did some stupid
I was
shit.
really about to wild out for no reason. Like, I could please.
Yes. Because, and
half the time, I mean, like, I just feel like stuff, I can't say, I was about to say half the time it's not worth it, but I wouldn't even know. I just feel like it would be better if you, like, care about somebody and y'all like each other.
True.
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal. That's what we want. I mean, shit, we want that, but in the meantime,
we want that.
But shit, yeah, no, masturbation will save you from a lot of encounters that you just don't need.
It does. Sometimes I've used those apps and, like, I'm a tease. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I tease people. So, like, I'll get on there and just be like, oh, yeah, da-da-da, and then actually masturbate and then, like, just start ignoring them. Because it's like, I just was getting on there to feel hot. Like, tell me I'm sexy. And then I can sit over here and, like, you know? Like,
okay.
I think, so I feel like,
you know?
I think on the apps, like.
Oh, I love it.
I feel like I have, like. I feel like people are like strongly trying to get at me on these apps. The problem is I don't send nudes. And nudes for me is just not like a millennial. The millennial group, we're not nude senders because we were taught to like disclose that. So this new generation. This new generation is like, why? Because I have a business and a career, and I'm not trying to end up on Twitter.
That's all they have.
They're like, but they ask why not? Like, it's like what? Like, I'm weird. Like, I'm the weird one. And then it boils down to, oh, well, you must have a small dick. No, that's not the reason. The reason is I don't send nudes.
We just
I actually have never even taken them. That's the crazy part. It's so weird. You might as well just
get someone else's penis and send it to them. And
I know.
No, because I don't like that either, though. I don't like catfishing.
They want
I don't like. To me, that is catfishing.
You got to find one that looks similar to yours. That's it.
I had a boy one time when I was in Houston that I met on the app, and he linked with me, and he catfished. But he was still fine, though.
Oh, okay.
But it still annoyed me.
It is annoying.
So I still didn't fuck with him because I was like, yeah, you're fine, but why not just send me your fucking face? I just sent you mine.
Yeah, I hate
you know? So I couldn't go through it because I was like, nigga,
I've never catfished to use someone else's face.
I've never catfished.
I've had people use my face as a catfish, and that was kind of scary.
How'd you
I've
find
had
out?
that before.
Well, because I found out, like, I'm seeing people be like, is this you? And I'm like, I'm looking, I'm like, yeah, that is me. They're like, oh, they're like taking money from people to try to like for like modeling and stuff like that. And I'm like, people are really giving in deposits like this?
People do.
And
the least they can do is give you a cut, though. So.
I mean, come on now. Like, if you're going to just take my face and then use it
let's
to
make
get
a deal
some
with
money.
me. Be like, hey, you can provide me with more pictures. I got a business plan over here.
Before apps existed, there used to be websites like BGC or Atom for Atom or something called Downy Link.
Never heard of that.
So I found out about it because somebody was using my face on it.
Wow.
And one time, this is like, I was still in high school at this time too. I think it was my senior year. I was at the Northridge Mall, and this guy came up to me and was like, John, he called me John, first of all. John, what's good? And I'm like, I don't know you. Mind you, I'm with my friends too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know you. Like, and the nigga was like, oh, so you gonna act like that? Like, after all this time we've been talking? So apparently someone was using my pictures on Downy Link and talking to niggas, and now this nigga just happened to run into me at this mall, and he thinks I'm being like funny. Like, he was like aggressive, like mad, like. And so I went on the site, found the page. You have to do this whole thing where you have to send a picture of yourself with your ID next to you to prove that it's you. to the website for them to take down that page. But then I signed up myself because then I was like, oh, what's this though? Like now I need to sign up myself to get my niggas,
I know here because I can get them all.
Yeah, that could be a tricky thing. Like when catfishing in reverse, like yeah,
because that was no fun. I got catfished on someone had mind you, I only got Facebook even maybe a few years ago or like a couple years now, but only because somebody was catfishing on there of me. Even on crazy enough MySpace, they had me on there too, and I'm like, wow, like this is unfair. Like, how the fuck are y'all having a whole community and like having like a whole bio of who I am supposed to be? I'm like,
don't get the comfortableness of people catfishing when you know you're gonna link with the person.
Yeah.
But in today's day and age, I'm also like, we have fucking video chat.
Yeah.
Like, why are y'all still getting catfish when you could just pick up the phone and say FaceTime me?
Exactly.
The moment you can't do that, I ain't fucking with you.
It's a video call for me. If somebody doesn't want to do a video call, it's like, okay, you're not a real person.
Yeah.
I got catfished when I first moved here
Really?
by someone who was like literally on TV and stuff. Didn't know that they were like, the person they sent was way more like masculine, but it was still like dark skin with a muscular body. And when they answered the door, I was like, first of all, they answered the door naked. So I was like, damn, you just hear
it was go time.
Oh, they were ready.
Yeah, right to it.
Revolving doors.
Yeah.
Am I number 3?
A revolving door. I'm number 3.
I was like,
oh, walked in.
And me and the person definitely walked in. But me and the person, we actually cool now. We still cool. But I just thought like, that's so funny. You really used a fake picture. I've never done that. I've never used my actual
never.
Because to me, it's like if somebody doesn't know who I am, half the time people think when I have to show my picture on those kind of apps, they'll be like, "You're a catfish." I'll be like, "Okay, whatever."
I get that a lot where people don't think it's me when I send my pictures. I also get a lot of people that I feel like I'm not the nicest to in person, and they take this time to try to like come at me.
Oh, you that faggot.
It's funny though, but it's funny to me because I'm not gonna argue with you on an app.
Yeah, that's
my
crazy.
Block game is so strong.
I love
like
that.
the moment niggas be like, "Oh, you that nigga that think that blocked." Like, did you think I was about to sit here and go back and forth with you? Like, yeah, like I'm sorry. If you catch me on the right day, I might entertain it. Because one time I told this nigga, I was like, I'm sorry, did I hurt your feelings before? I was like, if I did, I was like, I apologize. And the nigga was like, watch it, nigga. I said, or what? Like, and then I blocked him before he could. You gotta wait for the 3 dots. Right. See that they read it and they're writing back, and then you block them so that way you don't get their message back. It's like, nigga.
No, I got a nasty comment once. Somebody was like, this is the only nasty comment I ever got like that. He was like, he opened his picture first, and then I opened mine. He was like, oh, you that faggot who be with Amber ball headed ass. I was like,
I've had people bring up my famous friends all the time.
I was like wow.
Yeah, I don't even like when people tell me I'm not their type. It's like, just block me. Because if you aren't my type, I don't feel the need to say it. I'm going to just block you.
True.
I don't get offended by blocks. I feel like...
Let's just move on.
Yeah, come on. Let's make this a quicker situation for the both of us.
Exactly.
But I also don't like sending my pictures and then you don't send them back.
I hate that.
And then you want to talk shit.
That's
it's like, I'm not about to sit here and talk to a blank page.
Don't beg me for a photo.
Yeah.
And then like not send me.
Right. Yes. Anyways, good times.
I know. Wow.
Yeah.
Really getting spicy.
Let's get into some topics, guys.
I feel like we just went off the deep end.
Yeah. Let's get into some topics, guys. B. Simone, in recent interviews with her friend on her podcast, expressed that she was hurt that her friend got offered an opportunity that she couldn't publicly take credit for or be a part of. And let's watch this clip and then talk about it.
Please, let's do it.
I have this opportunity and I called you and I told you about it. And you were just...
Oh, she looks solid.
Like, okay. And you called me back.
I called her right back, y'all. I was so convicted. I was so convicted.
You were like, I didn't like how I felt when you told me that. And I was like, what do you mean? You were like, I don't know what it is. I'm talking this out in real time. But whatever it is, I don't like what I felt. And I said, did you feel jealous? And you were like, I don't think I feel jealous.
Because we went through all the emotions. She's like, are you angry? Are you sad? Are you jealous? I was like, I'm not jealous because I don't want what you have. I'm just, I'm sad and I'm angry and I'm upset that I'm not doing it with me.
Yeah.
Like, we're not working together.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have that y'all, let me tell you something. Anybody that's in my circle, I want to work with you. I want to put you on. I'm putting you in position. I like doing it together. How can we do this together? How can we make money together? How can we build together? How can we grow together? How can we all pitch in together? How can we be millionaires I want to do it together.
Yeah.
And there was a point in my life where I had that and it was crumbled. So I feel like since that has ended, that season, I've always yearned for it again. But it's just been a season of solitude for 2 years.
Let's stop it there. This is such a, like, she opened up so much and got so deep in with this, and it's been all over every blog because obviously, like, a lot of people had some stuff to say because that is her quote unquote best friend. Yeah. What are your thoughts on this? Because I have some thoughts for sure.
I mean, if that's your best friend and you kind of didn't even really care if her car was getting repossessed and like she was going through a lot of turmoil and stuff in her life, and that's your best friend, and you know this shit's going on, and you kind of backpedal and say, oh, well, I want to put my friends on, I want to do this, I want us to all be millionaires. Baby, if my homegirl's down on the chips, I'm not expecting to pay her whole lifestyle. I ain't her nigga, but I'm just saying. Oh, can I say that?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Well, we're talking about masturbation and everything else, girl. Yeah.
I mean, you know, always when that comes up, they're
yeah.
But no. I'm just saying, like, if that's my best friend and I know she's down like that and she has a kid or something like that, oh my God, I'm not about to let her fall like that. And then you go, and then when she tells you about something she's so excited about, you feel some type of way and you hang up. Like, is that really a friend or a foe, my nigga?
So
I'll smack the dog shit out
in the entertainment industry.
I'm just saying.
In the entertainment industry, and B. Simone is in the entertainment industry.
I hear it.
You know, she started off as an influencer. She built to what she got, and now she's here.
Love it.
I find that this is not the first case of this.
It's not.
I think she is bold by talking about this publicly because you're now letting people in to dissect it the way that they are going to, and a lot of people will be like, sweetie, humble yourself. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this is not the first time this happens. I've felt this way at times. I don't know about you because you deal with a lot of entertainers too, but I do find that the people that are closest to you usually don't see what you're going through. So when B. Simone says, you know, I want to work with my friends, I want to do this, but are you talking about your entertainment friends? Because there is a difference. There's your real friends that you grew up with that are in your circle that are always going to have your back. And then there's your entertainment friends that do like stuff with you that you like to build with. And I had questions on one, that, but two, I do agree with you. If your friend moved back in with her mom and she's down on her, like, how dare you not notice?
Yeah, but like also, even if you're trying to have your, like, you trying to build with other entertainers and stuff like that, I understand that. Yeah, that's fine. But like, if you know this, like, entertainment, in the entertainment business, everybody wants you when you become some type of poppin', some type of thing. Even people will come out the woodwork saying, yo, I just want to work with you. You seem like a really good vibe. And like, it's like, yeah, you want to do that and get money and collab and stuff like that. But also, like, the people who are really there for you, like, in the trenches with you when you first were coming up, I'm not, like I said before, I'm not asking for her to pay her whole homegirl's lifestyle and, like, you know, bring her up the same. Like, it's like bringing two people up. Nah, I understand that. But my thing is if this is your best friend, she's going through a lot, and you haven't thrown no type of money at her to help her out or position her in some type of way to get her up, and you over here saying, oh, I want to do all these collabs with entertainers, okay, that's great. But if you ain't even really trying to help your friend, and even if you are putting this out there, I think it was a little bit more than she could even digest, because as having this on the internet is dark. Like, they don't care. They're really, it don't matter how it flip. It could be sideways and they love it. So, like, I just feel like, she's bold to let them see all of this, but I don't think she's going to be able to handle all
what do you
swallow.
I agree.
Honestly, I feel like she's gonna be choking.
I agree that yes, if somebody's your best friend, you're claiming them to be your best friend. If you won't look out for your best friend when they're down and out, then like you're not friends with them.
Right.
Yeah.
You just don't
Is
care,
that
or you're
really
not
your best
noticing
friend?
it. You're not paying attention to it.
I think that the girl is her best friend, because the girl, for you to even come on my show to talk about this and open up about your feelings, and you're still here, shows you really are my best friend. To me, that is a bitch that's in your corner. And even her demeanor doesn't give like angry. She's still not angry with you.
If I was broke and down and out and I had a best friend who like had it going on and crazy, and they never did nothing, and I just had to struggle and come up myself, I'm just probably not gonna be your best friend later in the future. No shade, because I'm just gonna be looking at you like a person who would not look out for me, who doesn't want to look out for me. Now the part where she's saying like the friend calls her and tells her like, oh, I have this big opportunity and it's lit, like. If you're good, why wouldn't you be happy for your friend, right?
Yeah.
Now, I had a friend call me one time, right, when I was depressed. And he's telling me, like, oh, I got my life together. I'm eating right. I'm healthy. I was happy for him, but I just started internalizing how my life to me didn't fit together. And I was just like, oh, damn, like, I suck. I'm not eating right. I'm not going to the gym. I'm not. But, like, I never felt jealous of him or, like, I need to be a part of, like, how she said. Like, to me, that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like, to be like, I just want to, you know, like put my people on and put them in. It's like you keep focusing on putting them on and putting them in positions. It's like she just needed you to celebrate her and say congratulations.
I'm so happy for you. I got you.
I'm glad. I know you're killing this shit. Like
because that seemed like she already had hard shit going on, and she finally got a win. And she goes to her best friend, and her best friend can't even. She has to hang up, then call back.
So what you just said, I feel like I think that whatever the girl got was when her shit was down. So I think that's what it sounds like. It sounds like the thought was in that moment, but it is whacked that you even had that thought. And sometimes I just feel like you can't help what you think sometimes.
Of course.
But you don't need to say it. Like, you know, it goes back to like you putting it out there. Like I say, you're allowing us being in this entertainment industry and having entertainers as friends. I've seen this so many times. I've seen the friends that are broke, that are there, that eventually end up robbing the person or setting them up some way. And I've, especially in the rap community, because rappers are always like, oh, I don't owe anything. You know, like, let's be real. If you guys are in the position of putting your friends on, and putting them on doesn't mean handing them money.
Give them a job.
Put them in the positions. And not always are people going to stand up to the task of the job. I know a basketball player that actually did give his friends all positions. And there's two that still have a position that are and they're thriving. And the other friends didn't. I think he did like 8 friends, and there's 2 left. That are still thriving.
6 friends.
And so not everybody's gonna stand. Justin Timberlake put his best friend on. His best friend became his manager, became a millionaire too. But then there are people that want to only be the rich one and the famous one, and they don't want to see their friends come up. Like, and what I say to that is, those people are not your friends. Like, unfortunately, that is when you need to distance yourself or reevaluate your relationship with those people. I didn't watch this interview, but I did see other clips within this interview. And then she said, because she even said, like, when she lost somebody, that B had reached out to her and was like, are you good? Let me know if you need anything. And the girl was like, I didn't want you to say that. I just wanted you to show up and do it. So
you know I need something.
It is one of those things where it's like, damn, bitch, you really wasn't being a friend to this girl at all. And this girl is still here and doing your show and talking about it, you know?
That's a really like sad.
I mean, I give B Simone credit for. I give anybody credit that's bold enough to put something like this out there, because
it's not a favorable
at all. And then because then she even went into her finances right now and talked about how, like, she went into Bloomingdale's and couldn't shop at Bloomingdale's, and now she needs to go to H&M. And then they brought up a clip of when she had talked about how she would never date a bus driver, you know, or a person that had a 9-to-5 or something like that. And so now people are like, oh, you wouldn't date a nigga that had a 9-to-5, but now you're broke. The thing is, people need to realize she's not broke. She's far from broke. B Simone probably has millions of dollars. There is a difference from having liquid cash coming in, cash flow coming in, and then reevaluating when shit slows down to not hit your millions, to fluctuate it out. We are in a recession right now. A lot of people's work have slowed down. It doesn't mean that any of these people are broke. It just means that, I don't need to be spending the way I was right now because I'm not trying to touch the millions that I have saved.
Yeah.
There's different
And
levels
that's
of work,
where,
too.
yes.
I feel like a lot of like, if you know a millionaire and they're like, oh my God, I'm stressed. But like,
yes.
you know, you have millions. They're just stressed because of the way they usually live, like shopping and travel.
Yes.
They have to kind of calm down that shit.
For sure.
Yeah.
But it's not like, oh, I'm about to be on the streets. Like,
at all.
Like
that girl is doing just
sitting
fine.
up comfortably.
Comfortably on her set.
Broke people can't afford H&M.
Right.
That's the thing.
Hello. And what I say to that too is because ain't nobody shopping at H&M. So what I say to that is she was smart enough by saying that because I guarantee you she'd probably have an H&M deal in the next few weeks. Okay.
She still probably bought what she got from Bloomingdale's.
Or Bloomingdale's just didn't have what she wanted.
She gave, we need to go to H&M, but I'm still
I bet she went to Nordstrom Rack. Stop playing.
She went to Zara before she went to H&M. But H&M is definitely about to give her some sort of commission for bringing them up because they needed the plug, especially by a black woman.
Exactly. Say it again.
Bobby Altoff asked Nick Cannon in a recent interview how many kids he had and does he remember all of their names? And this is the clip.
Why do I have so many kids? I have a king complex.
You have a what?
A king complex. I was like, you know, as black men, we always be like, what's up, king?
Okay.
I'm a king. I really think I'm a king.
So you need to have, do kings have a lot of kids?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You know that? That's how they court. They enlarge their territory. That's why.
What are their names?
You want all 12?
12 names. Go.
All right. This is where I usually get in trouble.
Why? Because you don't know all of them.
I know all of them, but like, all right, well, here we go. I'll label up for you. See, let's keep me honest. There's Rock, Row, Golden, Powerful, Rise, Onyx, Legendary, Zion, Zillion, Zen, and see, this is where
is in the money.
How many?
You're missing 2.
I'm missing 2.
Yo, if I'm his kids,
I'm over that.
Yeah.
If I'm his kids, I'm very annoyed. If you forgot my name and you did it publicly.
You said Mariah kids' names.
You made sure to say Mariah kids' names.
They were the oldest, though, right? They're the oldest.
Yeah. They are the oldest.
I thought he was going in order.
Did he go in order?
That's what I was assuming.
I don't know. Other than Mariah's kids, I really don't know the names of the rest. But it is like, if I'm your kids, and I'm especially nowadays because kids have tablets and they watch shit like this, that's kind of whack.
It's a little annoying. I think that my dad used to forget how old I was and my birthday all the time.
I get that.
But like I do, and at first that was my thought. I was like, I can see how you can forget, but it's like I do think that you should know your children's name. Like, you should remember that.
Off top, you should know your kid's name.
You should remember that.
You're there.
Or don't answer the question. Just say yes. I know all of them. Because why would you?
Yeah,
it was a poor choice on his half.
Like, he thought he had him. He just forgot the last two,
he really thought
he knew he didn't have them all because he was like, "Oh, this is where I get in trouble." He said it off top, but it's like, nigga,
why can't you? I don't like. I would think you could imagine the mother and then imagine the children. And
that makes sense.
I think that Nick Cannon is such a likable guy. I've always liked Nick Cannon. I don't like that.
You said you always what?
I've always liked Nick Cannon. I always thought he was a likable guy. He puts out great stuff.
Yeah, I think he's funny.
But yeah, you had a lot to say about the host earlier today.
I mean, I don't know. When I saw this clip and I saw her, and then I just like kind of went into a rabbit hole of looking at all her stuff. And
you didn't know about her before this clip?
No, I had no clue who she was. I'm so sorry to her, not really, but I'm just saying, like, it's just like, I had no clue who this chick was. Yeah. And when I started going down this rabbit hole of like how she goes about it, I mean, I guess her niche is to be awkward and like
it's very
rude.
Awkward, dry humor. Like, I don't give a fuck about you.
I mean, like, but I like dry humor.
I think it started with
dry humor. Her first one was rude.
Her first one was with Drake, correct?
Yeah, that's the one that got her big.
Yeah, so Drake got her big, and
then I hear she breaks up with her husband, and it just didn't work out.
Something weird. Like
Isn't she with a black guy now?
Weird. Yeah. She's with a.
You know, I'm not a hater. I'm all for everything. What I will say is when it comes to entertainers, I do find that they jump on trends because I do feel like there's so many other interviewers that they can go and interview with, especially black ones, and they choose not to. But because Drake did this, they all then went and gave her an interview, and they are dry. It was Drake and Tyga that did the first two.
Okay.
She's not actually that entertaining to me.
She's not entertaining at all.
No, I think.
But I think it's the level of the fact that she don't really give a fuck. It's like that's what makes it like kind of it's a very dry humor.
Right, but
I don't know that dry humor.
It's also that little double-edged sword. It's like you're a white girl and you're like interviewing black people and you don't
and you're like so rude about it. Like it's not even. I like dry humor, but that's to me that doesn't seem like dry humor. Like when I was watching some of the clips, it's like just kind of like rude, like just like I guess what would you say, friendly banter, but like I'm not really feeling the friendliness.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like I want to smack the dog shit out of you. I mean,
See,
I feel like this is the second
You
time
know
I've
what's
said
crazy
it.
though? But I also feel like that appeals to white followers.
Possibly.
I think us being black and watching that she's interviewing black men, especially, or women, because I've seen she did one with Sukiyana.
Yeah. They're like actually cool. I feel like her and Sukiyana's interviews are more like they're both acting the same way towards each other.
I'm not gonna lie, there were certain parts about her interview with Sukiyana that I didn't like because it just showed how ignorant Sukiyana was too. Yeah, like she said, "Oh, so you're a musician?" Yeah, and Sukiyana was like, "I'm not a fucking magician," and it was like,
playing though. She be playing.
Was she playing?
I don't know. I couldn't tell her that one. I couldn't, because she was like, "I'm really sorry. Like, I that's not what I meant." And she was just like, "Oh no, I know what you meant. You think I'm ignorant?" Like, yeah. And she was like, "Oh."
She was like, "You do music, right?" And she was like, "Yeah, but I'm not a musician." It was like, "Huh?"
Yo, it was kind of funny.
I don't know Sukiyana personally, but I just look at her and she just
play this
like stupid. She gives me like
watch.
You're a musician, but that's why I'm interviewing you today, so I can get to know you.
So I'm a musician. What the fuck that mean? Make magic or something? What is a musician?
I think you're confusing that.
Yeah, I'm not no musician. I make music. I make
music. Damn well musicians.
That's not all I do. I make music. I act. I'm a TV
I think the reason it annoyed me too is because Sukiyana is a new age artist. And, you know, a lot of these new age artists are coming up off of social media, not because they're actually musically influenced for real. Exactly. So to go on this and make this comment, whether you were trolling or not, it just fed into the category of, girl, you shouldn't be a musician. You should just be on baddies, and that's it. Like,
I get that. It's like you don't take it makes you feel like she doesn't take it seriously, and then it just
exactly. And then you're winning off of it, and then there's people that are really musicians that are heart, soul,
so hard
and putting all the effort into it, and then not even getting.
The world is like some people work hard at stuff forever and they really love it and appreciate it. And
for sure.
People just use that, what they love, for ends to a mean. A means to an end, I mean.
And I do like Sukiyana, but yeah, that moment right there, I was just like, why?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I just don't like how
you don't like Bobby.
I just don't like. Bobby. I'm sorry. Like maybe she is cool. Like outside of her doing these interviews and stuff.
I feel like her personality is so not
this. Yeah, I don't think so. But like,
I get it. Write it to the wheels fall off. If you find a niche,
I mean, like, if this is working for her, by all means, kudos to you. But like, I'm kind of like, nah. Like, I want to see more people you're interviewing because if you're gonna keep just going at like black entertainers and stuff like that, then I kind of feel like
yes. Okay, so this week Jussie Smollett proposed to his boyfriend on the sidewalk. And here is the photo. I had a question for you guys because I wanted to know what is a proper place to propose to a companion? Like, do you feel like this was romantic enough, or do you feel like more thought should have been put into it?
Well, I don't know.
It looks like he's surprised.
Yeah, I don't know how romantic or not it is because I feel like you have to be there to kind of.
Yeah, for sure.
But of course, when you look at a sidewalk, you're like, whatever. But to me, I didn't think anything bad. I thought like, oh wow, that's great. Like,
one time I was at Tao and this guy proposed in Tao, and again, I was like, that's cute. You know, the whole restaurant was like clapping and stuff, and then all the girls at the table were like, bitch, I wish a nigga would propose to me at Tao. Like, you know, and so that's why the moment I saw this, I was like, a sidewalk, you know? Like, and who knows? It could have been their favorite restaurant.
Yeah, like, you know, he tricked them. He was like, oh, look that way.
Yeah. Yeah, what's over there?
You being the girl here, like, where do you feel like a guy should propose to you at? Like, if you were proposed to on the sidewalk, what are your thoughts on that?
It better be in front of the place I like. Not just randomly. I mean, I don't know. That sidewalk, I think it was maybe their restaurant or something like that because he has a wine glass right there.
Right.
And it's like, it looks really cute.
It's legit a sidewalk though. Yeah, like you see the people behind.
In the background not paying attention, walking.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like a moment what you had to be there for, and it's cute because like
maybe it was like the right moment because they always say you'll feel it.
Yeah.
But then it's also like, does that mean you just hold on to the ring in your pocket every time you're out?
Okay.
And you're like, this is the right moment?
Unless you're planning it, I think you would just have the ring and be like, you know what? Like, this is it.
Yeah. I feel it. It's happening.
Because that could be a very strong.
I mean, he does have champagne on the sidewalk, so I don't know. I'm like, I wish they had more video and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like the fiance probably felt great.
You know, I'm happy for Jesse. I feel like he needed this win because it's been a tough road for this guy.
Jesse.
And the fiance is fine. He's cute guy. Cute guy.
He's an actor too, no?
Yeah, I believe.
I don't know.
He said he was an actor.
Yeah, I thought so.
I don't know. I didn't see him. But there's something. Not to say that he's not booked. I just.
Yeah. Aw.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm here for it. At least the road is clean. It looks.
Judging by that sign in the back, I was like, is this like
Hard
London
Rock
or Paris?
This could be.
But then it said Hard Rock Cafe. Okay. So it's funny that you got that because I was looking at the sign and I was like, the sign is giving overseas.
Yeah.
But then the hotel sign is giving Hard Rock Cafe. So I was like, well, it's giving America.
It's giving America.
It's funny that the girls at Tao, I can see why the girls at Tao be like Tao, because it's like you just go there on a regular day.
Yeah.
But
they do, but that could have been an out-of-towner.
That could have been an out-of-towner. Also,
True.
you could just, within your relationship, y'all have your own quirky things. They might just love Tao so much. That might be her favorite place in the world.
Or they just trolled us all and we all got up and clapped like dumbasses and they really weren't even getting...
They just want to go viral.
Yeah, because some people be doing that for the free shit.
Wow.
It's like when you tell the server it's your birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Just for the free dessert.
I don't have it. I don't have my ID.
Right. I used to do that at BJ's for the Pazookies.
Oh, I ain't even mad at it. Yeah.
The days.
Man, I used to watch hockey games up there.
I definitely had someone sing happy birthday to me once. Not because I said something about friends. It was like, oh, it's his birthday on the cool when it wasn't.
Yeah.
And they came out singing happy birthday and I had to really pretend.
I love doing that to friends. Some people get so annoyed by that.
I
love it.
Yeah.
I go for it.
Anyways, congrats to Jesse and
shout out to
I'm here for it.
Woo!
I found out it was in Florence, Italy.
Oh.
I didn't realize there was a Hard Rock Cafe there.
Hard Rock Cafe is worldwide.
It says Florence, Italy right there.
Oh, you missed that part?
See?
Oh, up there. Of course we didn't. Of course we never read the captions.
That's so funny.
This is the best part because he's the one that put Florence, Italy, yes? Which means he needed people to know it's Florence, Italy because he was on the sidewalk.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
With you being gay, how do you feel about
I'm not gay.
Oh, okay.
I'm just playing. Go ahead.
If a dude got on his knees and proposed to you, would you
in Italy?
I'm all demasculine.
Nah, I'm here for tradition. I always had this idea in my mind that whenever I find a man and we fall in love, that at the same time we're gonna have like the same moment. Like I'm already have the ring in my pocket ready to propose to him, but yeah, he got down and proposed, and then I'm gonna get down with him like same.
Right.
Like that was always like a thought in my brain.
That's really pretty.
I'll put it in a movie or something. I don't know.
We need this.
But yeah, I don't think it's demasculine. I like tradition. I think that in this day and age that a lot of people are like getting so far from tradition. Like we find it in holidays. Like, oh, I don't celebrate Christmas, or I don't celebrate Halloween, or I don't celebrate any of the paganistic holidays because they're like,
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I celebrate all of it. Like, I love Thanksgiving. I love the food. I love the gifts on Christmas. I love the decorations. I love how it makes me feel.
Same.
Now I get for people with religious beliefs, but great, take that over there. Like, do it all.
And I think a lot of
people,
like stop taking the fun out of traditions.
Yeah.
Like you guys are getting too deep with it. And so when it comes to like marriage and stuff, yes, I do feel like everybody's situation is different, but I do like traditions. I do like get on your knee and propose to me.
Which you, as a woman, I don't see you getting on your knee for a man. I feel like they would have to get on their knee for you just because they would.
Yeah.
But do you think if you saw another woman getting on their knees, would you be like, girl? Or would you just be like, okay, that's cute. I see her.
For her. Yeah, that's cute.
Period.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. It annoys me sometimes when I see...
For her. I mean, I'm not mad at that. If that's what you want to do and your guy doesn't feel like... You don't feel like he's ever going to do it, then... And if you really want to be with him and make it happen, by all means, that's good for you. But for me, like... I like tradition. Boy, you better get down on that knee.
Right.
With women and men, it is a trickier slope.
Yeah.
Chrissy and Jim Jones, remember that was the case. And she ended up proposing to him. But they have been together for like so long. But it is one of those things where it's like, nigga, when are you going to propose to me?
Propose to her.
And it's like, cute. She is like a pit bull, so she handled it and she did it.
Yeah.
And she knows her relationship better than we do, obviously. But from the outside looking in, I didn't like how it felt. I didn't didn't like how I felt for her.
That's what I mean.
And granted, they're still together and they're thriving, but I didn't like how I felt for her. I felt like...
Not married?
They're not married. They're just together still.
They didn't get married after all that?
They're still not married. Because remember, didn't Sierra just ask him to... Sierra, like 2 weeks ago, just was in an interview with him, and she was like,
no way.
Her, something like that.
You know, I used to love the earlier days of Love and Hip Hop, like, and Chrissy's was like those earlier days. Yeah, no, I don't like that. And don't get me wrong, I don't feel like marriage is for everybody. Yeah. But in this case, she went and publicly proposed to his ass on TV. So clearly you want to be married because you did it. So, but I do feel like marriage is not for everybody. Some people just like being together and they're like, this is us and this is how we work.
That's cool.
You know? Yeah. But I don't like when I see women have to propose to guys. Like, I think it's whack of the guy to even string her along that long.
I just feel like if you love her...
And if you got kids and shit already too, like, fuck out of here.
Just marry her.
To me, it's
that's
like...
what I don't get. If you have kids and you, like, you know, you've been with this girl for so long...
To me, it's like you're saying to yourself, like, I can do better still. That's the thought that goes through my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, you're not my wife. You're not the wife.
Get it together, man. Yeah, because when I find the one, I'm proposing. But one of us are proposing.
But I do think Jim and her, like, obviously love each other.
Well, yeah.
I just get,
at this point, I feel like
they're definitely common law married.
Right, girl.
Yeah, for this long. That's
if a girl in the state of California, you will own half of everything he has after 10 years. Yeah. Yes, as long as your mail is going to his address. Yeah.
They say you're not about to play with me.
All right, let's play a game, wrong or fair game. We're going to start off with Keke Palmer suggests that her podcast partners ditched the interview with Jonathan Majors after all the controversy. We have a clip, and then I'm going to ask you guys your thoughts.
It was it's not just me. I have partners, and so it was then suggested or decided that without throwing anybody on the bus that we shouldn't put it out. But I love Megan, and I'm happy for her, and I support her. And when the interview came up, I was
right.
He was
interviewing.
It's
not about him.
Like, hey, well, he did a lot of interviews. That's why I was like, well, let's talk. I would
for some reason you in particular were the one that people was upset about.
Yeah.
That's just the way that I think that people are like, not my girl Keke, but it's like, well, she's literally doing.
And it's like, just because you're interviewing somebody doesn't mean you agree with everything. Doesn't mean
right.
that it just means I'm interviewing someone, and we.
All right, we'll stop it there. First, I gotta say, she said, I love my girl Megan and Megan. The thing is, we're talking about Jonathan Majors, babe. Like, we understand that you know her, and you gotta clear it up because that's your girl, and she's dating him right now. But we are talking about Jonathan Majors. Whether it was the partner, for me, whether it was the partners or her, I felt like it was wrong because you're an interviewer and it was a topic that was in all the media. So you should interview him. Why pull the plug on an interview when you should interview him? Because you need to get sides of every story. So that's how I feel.
That's how I feel too. I feel like people at home should stop pressuring certain people to like, oh, you can't be around this person. You can't. It's like she's not saying, oh yeah, he's right for everything he did. He's just a person like everyone else is who wants to tell his side of the story.
I would get it if it's like a song and you did it and then he had this bad thing come out and you pulled the song, but this is an interview.
Yeah, I mean, Shia LaBeouf, like, he had his interview and got to say his little side in peace. Why can't he? Like,
everybody
that's all
does.
I'm saying. Everybody should be able to at least, if she's just interviewing him, it's not like she's buddy-buddy gonna have coffee with him right after. Like, she's doing an interview. She can ask those hard questions. She can be able to grill him right then and there. And under pressure, I mean, that's what people want to see, what happens and how he's going to react.
Right. And she's so media trained that she's so good at like talking. Like we've seen her like at every award show and she be killing it. She's quick on her feet. She knows how to ask questions. I feel like it actually would have been a great interview.
I thought it would have been a great
Yeah. So I think it's wrong that they pulled the plug on it.
But I guess
whoever pulled the plug on it.
Kind of saying like
it wasn't her.
It's not me. It's like other people.
But it's also like, but you're also saying it now that people aren't really like scrutinizing him anymore. Like now that his shit is a little bit back up, like it's like if that was the case, then that interview should have been said when it was happening.
Yeah, true.
But what do you guys think about that kind of stuff, like canceling actors and stuff for like those kind of transgressions and stuff? Like,
I think that when it comes to big roles and when his shit came out, it was right after
what was it?
Black Panther.
Yeah, that's true.
Was it? No, I'm tripping.
No, it wasn't a Black
Creed. It was Creed. It's because I'm thinking of
he got
Michael B. Jordan
like in the Marvel movie.
He was supposed to be in one of the Marvel films, and he had a big role in it. And so I think that the studios and stuff get worried about it. Also, you got to keep in mind this is a black man, white woman situation. So if it was a black man, black woman, they probably wouldn't have dropped him. But they're looking at it from that standpoint. Obviously, the video footage came out where she was chasing him down, and it was like she seemed to be more the aggressor anyways. But yet they still dropped him. I think it's whack. And I think it's whack because obviously we seen with Johnny Depp and his wife when his wife was trying to like
and Disney dropped him
quick. Dropped him quick. He lost his stuff, and then they had the case, and it turns out she was just this horrible person.
Oh, Man, I saw some of the videos, like just how she did him, like when his, like I think it was.
Dude, she chopped his finger off. She chopped his finger off. She sent him like her shit, like her literally shit, like all kind of weird shit
on the bed.
But what I'm saying, she chopped one of his fingers off. No. And what I'm saying, the difference is now that she has lost that case, Johnny Depp is now getting paid back for all the back pay. They're not having to write him in for another role of whatever the case. Whereas Jonathan Major still hasn't booked all these major roles after. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what the difference is when it comes to,
It's always going to be like something, especially when it's a black man, a black woman, any of the, like, we're always going to see a significant difference.
Yeah.
And it kind of sucks. I really want, like, the world to move forward and stop always seeing black and white. And then, if a black person does
we all want that, girl.
I know, but I'm just saying.
As an entertainer, you being in the limelight and getting all these major roles and getting all this pub, you have to watch what the fuck you do, too.
Yeah,
it is your job now.
Yeah.
Because, not for nothing, clearly multiple people had came out and said that he was aggressive. Not just this one person. There were a few others that came back and said it too.
Oh, wow.
And all these people could just be haters. We never know. But it's like one of those things where it's like, you are now with a spotlight on you. You do have to move in a certain way.
True.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, and this is the career path that you chose.
Right. True. You know? I hate when you just don't act like, when you get into this limelight, even if it comes very fast, you just got to be humble in the whole situation and not fuck it up.
My thing is just that I feel like humans make mistakes a lot of the time. I feel like a lot of people who were who were the most famous people in the world and everyone loves them, we don't know them and they probably done something that if we heard about
the worst.
So to me, it's like when we find out about this one person, we punish them and then they're probably looking around at their peers like, fuck, y'all niggas be doing crazy shit too. But it's like everyone does crazy stuff. Now, if somebody, I feel like there are certain things you can do that can make me be like, I don't want to support that person. But domestic disputes like that, like if he was just pounding on her, then I'd be like, okay, he wild.
Yeah, that situation was a little tricky.
Him in a video,
it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to get dropped from major films.
The video. I didn't see the
video.
video.
It's like nothing.
Really?
It's like them getting out of an Uber. She's mad that he probably looked at a bitch. Like it was giving so stupid. And then he was like, get away from me, and she's chasing him like. It was that dumb.
Yeah. She's chasing
Granted,
him?
they were dating for a minute, so we don't know. There might have been more another day. You know what I'm saying? It's not like abuse just happens that one day.
Right.
You know, like who knows? But
I love Megan, my girl Megan. Shout out to
my girl Megan, and I'm good with Megan, and Megan don't be mad at me for talking about this.
I bet you because she go off. Yeah.
You know what? And Megan is such a sweetheart. Like she knows. You know.
Cool.
You know what? Megan comes from a time where like Keke, she's very media trained. She's been in this industry for a while. You're gonna be asked these questions. Right. Megan has always been like a sweetheart. So girl, Keke, you didn't have to explain that much. Megan knows, girl. Megan.
I think she just wanted to be like, Megan.
Maybe she's probably letting everybody else know like I'm not going in on my girl's man like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I can hear it.
Whatever. We're gonna say it's wrong. They should have.
They should have left. They should have
did the interview.
I think they should have done the interview. I want to hear what happened.
Right.
Wrong or fair game. Tia Mowry took to her Twitter this past week when it was Juneteenth, where she said there were times in her life that she didn't feel black enough.
I can hear it.
Yeah, of course, I can see that.
Because come on, she came from sister. Both of those girls.
I gotta say, when people say that though, what does that mean?
I think it means
because
like, is she biracial?
I say, is she
biracial? Don't they have like a white parent?
Yeah.
Can we look up what she is?
I'm pretty sure they have a white parent.
But I say that to say this.
Wait.
When we hear people say you act too black, or we get offended by it. So it's like, oh, you're acting too black, especially if you hear it from a white person or somebody else. Or like, oh, you're acting black. And we always say, what does acting black mean?
I don't know. I hit that back with you acting too white.
So you hit them with a comeback.
Yeah.
But
I'm terrible.
A person like me, I'm like, well, what does that mean? Like, I feel like in a lot of cases we get offended when people say acting black, because it's like, well, what does acting black mean?
And I think usually like, because obviously black people are not a monolith, so every black person who's black is a black person, and if you're really being literal, like acting black, is you can't really say that. But when those people are saying it, they're talking about like you probably acting a little ignorant, a little ghetto, because that's what they're trying to say basically.
She's not the first person to say something like this.
It's her, I don't think that's what she means.
Yeah.
She probably means black people.
She said she said something she didn't feel black enough. But then I also, the reason I pegged the question is because Sister, in my opinion, was such a huge black show that black people like Moesha and all those shows were like trumped for. And so I asked my mom first because we were talking about it when I had put this on the topics. And I also felt like sometimes when black actresses and actors... She what?
It says she the black twin.
The black twin. She got her afro. Yeah. And it's also like you waited for Juneteenth to say this. It's like you could have said this all year long, girl. Black History Month was back in February.
True. True. But I feel like
you open the door for people like again to now come. Tinashe said this one time in an interview where she felt like and don't quote me, but it was something along the lines where she felt like black people didn't accept her.
Like now.
Yes. And I mean, they ate her the fuck up after that comment was made.
Black people love you, baby.
And like I said, a lot of people. Now, I feel like you guys make that comment based on the black people that are in your face or other entertainers that are black that you're around that may not be like, oh, you're not really my cup of tea. But like you said, black people do love you. And like I said, in Sister, my mom was like, well, you got to think like even the show, she was like, they were living in a, in the suburbs, and I'm like, yeah, but then let's dissect the show. Their neighbor was Roger, who was also black, which means there was a black family that lived next door.
Yeah.
Tia and Tamara found each other at a store.
Yeah.
Her and her mom were broke, living in the hood.
Yeah.
That then moved in with him and his daughter, who was more of an upper class. So it's still black. So
it definitely is, but I feel like even if you look at the time stamp of like Tia and Tamara, like sister, it's just like that was kind of like the first of its kind to have like a show like that. And then also like being in that industry at that time, like I bet you they had to fight for a lot, because even on Girlfriends, like they had to fight to have some of the topics, what they were talking about in like Girlfriends, just to even be put onto the show, because a lot of the people who were like, you know, putting the show out and stuff like that were like, I don't know, that's too black.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then that's where I feel like these two girls have been conditioned since they were kids, and, you know, Disney getting a hold of them too. Good Lord.
It's funny. I watched the movie Crash the other night. Remember that movie?
Crash?
Yeah, it's such a good movie. With it's like Terrence. Everybody's in it. It's literally like so many people. Terrence Howard, Don Cheadle, Thandie Newton, fucking
I didn't see this and I feel so bad. It looks
Sandra Bullock. Like, I mean, it is like an all-star cast. Ryan Phillippe, Lorenz Tate, Ludacris.
Oh my God.
Dude, everybody's in it. And the movie is so good. But there is one scene where Terrence Howard's character in the movie, he is a movie director, a huge movie director. And on the set, but it still showed that the white man that runs the studio pretty much told him that he felt like one of the characters weren't acting black enough. Like he was reading the script more proper than with slang. And Terrence's character was like, so people can see that he's black. What? He's not black enough. So it's funny that you're saying that, but then they do be writing these scripts for them to be more black.
Yeah, but then it's like, they're more black is more of us looking ignorant or us looking really out of.
Even still though, I feel like sometimes because it be the funny thing is, I find that some of the mixed kids be more pro black than the full black kids.
Yeah, come on. I'm literally mixed, and like I literally have to like deal with like especially like Chicago, like a perfect example when I was there and I was just like growing up like in high school, just because of how I spoke, they were like, you know, you speak a little too proper. You're not
I've
black.
gotten that my whole life. And I'm a Valley boy.
Yeah, but like but my mom was always so big on that, or just adamant on that, because it was just, she was like, I want you to be in bigger rooms. I want you to be able to excel and be going in deeper water. Like, why would you
take offense to that though?
Huh? I did. As a kid, I didn't know what that meant. It's so funny.
I'm so opposite.
No, I took offense because people wouldn't hang out with me because I wasn't.
It's a negative thing.
So they always called my mom bougie growing up. That was like their word, and they used to say it like it was like it was supposed to make us offended. And I said it to my mom when we were talking about this, and I was like, yeah, growing up, everybody called you bougie. She's like, they did, you know? And I'm like, but I never took it as a insult. I love that my mom was bougie. My mom is like, if my mom called right now, you wouldn't know she was black. Like when she would call my job, they'd be like, some white woman's on the phone for you. And I'm like, oh, that's my mom. Like, you know, like she is very book smart, proper, got every degree in the book. You know, I didn't grow up feeling like that was an insult. I love that we were bougie. I love that I was half LA, half Valley, but really a Valley boy, like born in Tarzana, but lived in LA. Then we moved to the Valley. My whole upbringing is Valley, but I still got like the street side. You know, my dad, a lot of my cousins were gang affiliated. And I say to that was like, well, she was bougie, but like me and my sister, we never got in trouble. We don't have records. We didn't have kids early. And not to say anything's wrong with that, but I'm sorry, but I never took offense to my mom being bougie. I like the term bougie. I am bougie.
I'm not mad at that. I'm just saying that like from like I was born in LA and basically raised in Chicago, back and forth. I had the beauty of
see, but I would have felt like that was a compliment. Because coming from LA and moving there, I would be like, yeah, I'm from LA.
Yeah, but they were like, it was the thing when I'm in school and I'm just, you know, just doing my own thing. Mind you, I can't even talk for myself. I was a heavy metal kid. I was very much a different.
Giving rocker. And
I was very much.
You were Fifi Dobson.
I was like Fifi Dobson times 10. I love her too. Like that's how I looked in.
But
school.
You were still fine.
Oh yeah, fine as shit. But I was.
See, I feel like when I was
not playing no games.
I feel like when you're fine, it's like, girl, bye, y'all see it. You know,
but like,
bitch, you wish.
But no, it's just like I was always wanting to like, you know, kick it like with my fellow black people, but they didn't want to kick it with me because they'd just be like, you're too proper. I'm like, really? Is that where we're going with? Okay.
I understand that. It's like an alienation thing.
Yeah, and
so
then
I get it. That's why I said it's because I felt like it was immediately because she's biracial. Because biracial people always deal with that. Like people tell them they're not black enough, they're not white enough, they're not whatever enough.
Do you feel like if you weren't a punk rocker kid though, that they would have accepted you a little bit more?
I mean, maybe, but I don't even think that.
You know, the punk rocker kids did look a little like,
oh no,
bitch, don't stab me.
Like, girl.
But
she's gonna shoot up the skull.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you still could have been a biracial kid and still been like just a cute black girl.
I mean,
you went the punk rocker route. Like, you think that's why? Maybe?
I mean, I liked that.
Yeah,
like, I liked it.
It was poser.
No, I was into it. I was into Hot Topic before it turned into whatever the fuck that was.
I was a pretty boy punk rocker.
No. I was worse than this. This is some bullshit.
See, I had all that stuff, but I was like,
black people are definitely gonna call you weird when we're younger.
Which is so funny because now you look at Playboy Cardi and all these niggas.
Yeah, and they all do this. Yeah.
That's Playboy Cardi right there. Shit.
Yeah, but like, I mean, even back then, it was just totally different because like I actually loved like doing all that because like I was in mosh pits. Like I was going to these like shows and stuff, even in LA at the Troubadour.
So they could run.
Yeah, I was for it, and not a lot of black girls were there. So like me being in that realm and being a black girl in like heavy metal and all of that, they were just like,
pit one time. Instantly, my ankle went like this. And I got elbowed in my mouth, and I could tell my tooth was like a little loose.
Oh no.
Bitch, I wanted to kill the whole room after that. So I was like, yeah, that's not for me because now I really want to fight. Piss me off. It started off so fun. It looked so fun. I was like, ooh, let me get in there.
It's fun, but you got to be able to move right because you'll see somebody try to throw a little elbow in there.
People are in there angry and trying to fight low-key.
Yeah. There's some of them.
Yeah.
There's some people like that. Yeah.
I thought we were just supposed to be like jumping around, you know, like
you are a little bump. Yeah, like not like that. But you'll see the one kid who's like that, who's just anger, and you just kick that nigga.
You just keep your eye on.
But now you became that kid.
No, I didn't. I just pushed him to the ground so he can just handle his situation there.
Are you mixed with white?
Yeah. Okay, well, Sicilian.
Okay. Do you
white?
It's
I was gonna ask you.
It's a European. Okay.
I was gonna ask you if like what got you into punk rock music, or if it's just like was natural, or if it was like maybe your white side of the family, or was it like
no?
Black people love different music.
Well, yeah.
I'm just curious.
For me. How I got into it, I really don't even know. I think I just like found like some song. Oh, it was, I don't know. I I have to say, as a kid, I was just very much into a lot of crazy music, and I was very emotional at the time. So, like, there was this one song called
tonight
Mutiny.
might be the night that I...
Nah, it was actually kind of fucking violent. It was Mutiny by Parkway Drive, and I don't know, I was just into it. Like, when I heard that song, it goes dun 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 dun. If you want to bring it up, you'll understand. Well, yeah, please don't judge me. Everybody on here, don't judge me.
No judging.
Like Bad Brains and stuff.
Yeah, cattle decapitation. That was the shit I was into. So, Parkway Drive.
See, out here, because we're such mixed breeds and a lot of different it's California.
Right.
So I grew up listening to all the rap shit, all the R&B, but then also Linkin Park, Korn, like those were like what the kids listened to.
Yeah.
And it wasn't necessarily my favorite, but I still knew all the songs.
Yeah.
Evanescence.
Yeah.
I'm from Texas, Houston. It was super multicultural.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you watch MTV beats. You see everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
MTV definitely like opened the door.
That
Jay-Z
did.
doing a whole album with Linkin Park.
Right.
Yeah, that was huge. But yeah, for me, like, I just was into it, and I was just like, I don't know what got me. I think just after that song, oh yeah, okay, please don't judge. Don't judge in here.
judging.
Okay.
So, do you listen to like the Playboy Cardis and stuff now?
No, I think it's
Okay,
trash,
because I'm like,
actually.
how do you because I can't understand anything they're saying.
No, I think
I'm like,
it's
how do you
kinda
understand
trash.
this?
Is this how
I
Playboy
mean-
music sound?
No, but his is more.
I mean,
I guess
okay.
rap based. I just never. I can't.
I just can't get into it. Like, honestly, a lot of the like stuff what's out right now for Playboy Cardi, even like Lil Uzi, like I think it's cool what they're doing, but like as their music, no.
Uzi has shit I like though.
Uzi's
But I
cool,
can
yeah,
understand
some
what
of it,
Uzi
but
be
it's
saying.
like, yeah, but like, you know, okay, there's another one where it's like these little kids where they're so cute. I think it's called like Unlock something, The Truth Unlocked or some bullshit.
Is it a new group?
No, it's an old group. It's like these little boys, like they're like not five, what am I saying? Like 10, 11. And they're like black boys, like so cute, very, very smart. And they were into heavy metal.
Yeah.
And like they kind of like really unlocked the truth. I think that's what it is. And they made a band and these kids rip and they were in New York fucking it up. And then they were like the first of their own. Oh, see these little kids. Like,
oh yes.
How long ago was this?
This was a while ago, but I was very impressed like by them because like it really made me feel like how they felt. Like I really was into all types of music. Like I grew up with house. Like mind you, Chicago's known for the house. Like
I hate house music.
Oh boy.
It gets
Okay.
annoying
We gonna talk. Okay, I'm gonna put you
We're not because I don't want to talk about it. Really
anyways.
quick before we go, we're getting too far off.
Basement parties.
Let's go back to the topics.
Okay, let's just get off of that.
With
We never knew.
Tia, I'll say it's fair game. I will say I wish that she had put out a video explaining it a little more versus just tweeting. Like at times I didn't feel black enough, you know?
Yeah, I would
on
love that.
Juneteenth.
But I get it though.
No, I
would want
I
more.
feel like I can understand parts, but I'm also like, but explain a little bit more, girl.
I would have liked
Tell
that.
us what made you not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I would have liked that. 'cause
It's
she
fair
barely
game,
talks
but
like
I love Tia and Tamara. I loved growing up watching
Same.
them.
They're
I can
like
still watch the show.
Right?
They're just
Yes,
like-
anytime I see it, they just look like nice people.
Yeah.
And their little brother's
good.
so fine still, his little short self. Taj, remember Smart Guy?
Oh my god.
That was my shit too.
I like
Wrong or fair game? Brittany Renner shows off her new look along with a message. We're going to show the clip and then I'm going to explain why I'm putting this in this category.
This hair is so nice though.
It is.
It does. She looks great.
It does.
Okay, so the reason I put this in this category is Brittany Renner went Muslim when she got. What did they ever get married?
They said that it says that they actually. I saw that people were saying they actually did get married and they had to get a divorce.
She got married to
Kevin Gates.
Kevin Gates, who is Muslim. She took on the culture. And now they're parted ways, and now her hair is back out.
Right.
She filmed the whole 2 seasons of Basketball Wives with the how do you call it?
With the hijab.
Hijab, yes. And now she's showing off her new hair look. Is this wrong or is this fair game that now she's out of the relationship? Or do you feel like it's whack that she just took on this religion while she was in her relationship?
Well,
Fair game.
She also wrote "It's Still a Lie" after, like in the post.
That was crazy.
It's like it's still a lie. Like shout out to a lie over here.
I get it because like I mean I'm pretty sure sometimes men are controlling, and I just feel like you get with a man and he's like, oh, you love him, and he's like, well, you got to do this to be with me. So I feel like she just did it because she loved him, and she's just like, who cares? This is my man.
I feel like that relationship happened so fast, like the wind.
It seemed like it happened.
So it's like, because it's like, it seemed like they were just like,
it blew
spotted together, then they got married.
Right.
She became this, and then now it's like, boom, back outside.
But his actual other wife or girlfriend, I've never seen her dress like that. And she was with him for years. The one, Drika.
Has he always been Muslim, or did he adapt to the culture too?
I'm not sure.
I'm curious there.
I just feel like, bro, why? I would never. But I'm not a woman. But
I don't know.
I didn't even think about that. I didn't think about his past relationships, but that is interesting.
If she didn't do it, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's something he just got into. You know, like
I guess
that's what he
me,
found.
It's like with religion, especially when you're a public figure and on television, it's like she went so hard for this religion. It's like now you're out of this relationship and it's like bam, back outside, like nothing ever happened. So I get what you're saying when you say fair game, but I'm also like, but damn, like that is playing.
Yeah, that's a little.
That is playing a very
slippery slope because like
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know much about the religion, so I can't really speak upon it. Like, as in, like, how serious it goes.
But I think any religion, though,
just do that. But even with other religions, like they, you know, like Orthodox Jews, I think they have to cover their hair because it's for their man, so that's why they wear the wigs and stuff like that. Yeah. And I don't know if that's like maybe a conjoint thing that they do. Like, you know, I don't see like, I can't see somebody like, let's say that they divorce. I don't even know if that's okay in their religion, mind you. But if they divorce and she wants to be with somebody else, does she still keep with that religion? Like, I'm so confused. Like, do you take off that hair or do you not? Like, all of this.
She went deep into this religion though, like to where she's been to the temples, everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like she really like
just trying to prove herself.
Took it on. That's why I feel like, wouldn't you just continue on even after him? Like
that's what I would
think that. Yeah.
I think she only did it. I don't know why you would ever want to cover up that beautiful face, head, and body.
To me, she still looks beautiful, even with it. To me, let me tell you, I've seen a lot of girls like that. I've seen a lot of women with the hijab. She really stands out with hers.
She does.
Like the girl stands out with her.
I'm just used to like different outfits and clothes, and it just gets boring to me.
Yeah,
I get it's their religion, but I just be like, I don't like.
But he like
and hot.
I don't know. See, this is something like I can't even really speak upon because like. Is she for it or is she for it because
remember,
of her
she
God?
Finished off with saying it's still Allah. So that's her way of saying like I'm still.
She still loves God, but
she's just like I'm just not wearing that anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, she's not being more strict, I guess. That's
and don't get me wrong. I feel like with every religion, I feel like a lot of people break a lot of rules. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's true.
A lot to me, if you're having sex before marriage, then you're still breaking the rules. If you're eating bacon, you're still breaking the rules.
Yeah.
If you're drinking alcohol, you're still breaking the rules.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of people have what they break and what they don't break. So I guess this is just what she's gonna break.
I think she's hilarious though.
I'm not gonna lie, I find her very entertaining.
Yeah, she's
always entertaining.
Basketball wives dressed like that.
I haven't watched the show because they be fighting on there.
I just seen like they be fighting, fist fighting.
Not fist fighting because it's not baddies, but it be given like, you know, like Jackie Christie be like turning up on her. It's like, how you turn up on somebody in this? Like,
that's what I'm saying. I've seen her like getting her attitude. Like, all you see is her face. So it's just like
all you see is eyes.
That's crazy.
But
so what's your take? You said fair game. What's your take?
I don't know. I'm kind of like
torn.
I'm torn. I don't know how.
I'm a little torn too. I don't know.
Like she only did it for the man. Like. And if you're not gonna be with her, and he left her.
Yeah,
he didn't want to be with her. That's what I saw. He didn't want to be with her anymore. So
wow, he left.
Why
her?
would you continue doing that?
I see that. Okay.
Like,
damn, I didn't know.
Because women convert their religion for men all the time, especially if a woman a Jewish man.
I hear you.
Yeah. Like, if you're dating a man and you want to marry him, and he's like, you have to be this to marry.
Like I told y'all before,
no.
Like,
if these bills get paid, I'm converting.
That's the only point. It's like if he's gonna take care of you, you love him. Fine, wear the damn.
Look, I'm converting.
Like, have fun.
Would you wear the hijab?
With flying colors? Yes, I would. Depends on how much he's paying. I'm just like, nah.
I think I need to just be more educated in knowing like what the fuck I'm about to just dive into, because like some of the times they like.
Are you deep in religion? I'm not like I'm deep in religion person.
I'm Buddhist.
I'm
so
Catholic and Christian, and I know that's gonna sound weird, but I was raised both.
Okay.
My dad's side was Catholic, my mom's side was Christian, and a lot of people try to say, well, some people are like, you can't be both. I'm like, well, you didn't grow up with me, so you can't. I can't. And a lot of people try to argue that they're similar, and I'll tell you right now, the churches are so different.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing similar about them.
I don't know. I grew up Buddhist, so it's a totally different thing for me.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like...
I've been to Buddhist temples before.
Really?
Yeah, they have like a big one out here.
Yeah, the Friendship Center.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I grew up in that. So like for me, it's just like we like to like educate ourselves on different religions and know more before we even speak about any of it, because it's just like, how can I judge?
What did you grow up?
Yeah.
I grew up like Christian.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But it's like, it's all, I don't know. We have like a mutual respect for everybody's like religion.
I have a relationship with God. Like I pray all the time, but I'm not like big on going to church like that. Like I'll go every now and then, especially if I say I'm going to church, I have to go because then I feel like I'm lying to God.
Right.
So I try not to say it as much because I don't want to be lying. But yeah, I'm not like a big church goer.
Yeah,
if that makes any sense.
I used to be a church goer when I was a kid. Obviously, my mom would take me to church. Then she kind of fell off of church because like the pastor was just giving like helicopter, jet. I'm in Africa. Like, when are you here to preach to us? Like,
oh my gosh, the one out here is like that.
So then, as I got older, I just wasn't going to church. But then I actually started going to church like recently.
Yeah.
Because I found this random guy came up to me and was like, "You believe in God?" Blah blah blah. He had a church. I went to it. They were cool.
Oh, he got you.
They had arts. In the room, right? So they try to. It took them like months and months for me to actually go.
Oh, okay.
But they have like art in the title, so it's basically a church for people who are like in LA, like you're artists, you make music, you act. But when I went to the Sunday service, the guy was like, "Yeah, I came to LA and I thought I was going to be an actor, but God had a different plan." I'm just like.
See, I get approached by a lot of those, especially when you're at the malls and stuff. Like you'll have people say, "Hey, can I say a prayer for you?" And then I shut them down. Even at the gym, there's a guy at the gym sometimes. He'll be like, "Do you have God in your life?"
Is he left?
Yeah, yes.
That's probably the guy.
Yes, and I'll be like, "I do, and I don't want to talk about it with you because again, my relationship with God is my relationship with God. I don't feel the need to go down that path of talking about it, and I feel like people go too deep, and then it starts a lot of shit. Yeah, I don't like when I even hear people talking about religion in the saunas or stuff, because it always ends up in an argument because there's so many different religions.
A lot of them seem very just lost and down bad, and that's when they go to
and
then they're just like there. And it's almost like you'd be like, "Are y'all brainwashed here?"
Because you're only going when you got down bad.
You guys are saying that this is an art church, but then it's like two people are saying that they were doing art and God told them not to. I'm like so confused. Why God told you guys to stop doing your art?
Church is tricky. What I do like about Christian churches is the music aspect of it. I love gospel music, and I do think that when I make it to church, like that is what makes me feel like a lot. Like I get a little emotional when I hear like gospel music.
Resonant.
Yes.
Yeah. Gospel music definitely has that.
Like if I miss the music part of it, if I'm late, it pisses me off. I'm like, fuck.
Because you're like, now just listen to people talk.
No, but I will say with church though, it's like when you do make it, it's like whatever they're talking about that day seems to resonate with you. You're like, damn,
everything's relatable perfect. Usually in the Bible.
This is exactly what was going on with me today. Yeah.
See, I love that for y'all. Like that's good.
For y'all.
Yeah.
How often do you visit the Buddhist temples?
Oh, every Sunday.
Shut up.
Sundays, Tuesdays and stuff. It's we do morning and evening ganyo, and so it's a different thing. Like it's just that's how I grew up like that. So
I love that.
That how I am.
I remember they have vegan cheese because there's like a food area in the one out here that I went to.
Okay, I don't know.
Big food area.
Okay, I don't know. I gotta see which one you go to.
I think it was like past Torrance. I just remember it was going that way. Okay. I went with the college campus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So like I get like there's different with just how there's Christianity and being Catholic, like there's totally different like
Buddhism.
Yeah, Buddhism's just the same.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
So like for me, I practice Nichiren Daishonin teaching. So like it's the SGI, the one Tina Turner everybody knows.
Yeah, Anya Rengekyo.
Nam-myoho Renge-kyo.
That's it, right?
Not really.
Say it again.
Nam-myoho Renge-kyo.
Nam-myoho Renge-kyo.
Kyo.
Yeah. And what does that mean exactly?
It's the mystic law, and so basically it's broken down in like, so Nam, it has like a whole thing. Hold on, let me get it out.
I'm just playing.
Oh wow! Look at that! Look at that! So when I'm just
look it up.
It is just, you know, it's just called friendly dialogue. There's no need to be dissecting.
For sure.
For sure.
Girl, you go every. I'm just playing. Nah,
I
leave
do,
you alone.
but
I'm playing.
It's just like, you know,
playing.
yeah.
What does it say?
It translates to devotion to the mystic dharma of the Lotus Flower Sutra, or homage to the sublime dharma of the Lotus Sutra.
All right, so I'm just gonna go straight into what's next, guys. You guys have both been here, but I saw this week that you posted a clip from something that you worked on.
That is from a web series called Transplants that I joined maybe like 3 years ago.
That's what's up.
Yeah, and they're just releasing these episodes that we shot last year. So it's like, I don't know how many more is left, but yeah, check it out. Transplants.
How do you feel like you did?
To be honest, like, okay, so the scene that I posted, the little part I posted, I feel like that was fine. But if
you were giving trade, bitch.
So like
come on, nigga.
When they first released the clip of that scene, I had to do ADR for that scene, which is automatic dialogue replacement. Okay. So and it was months later, and I'm like, okay, I'm an actor, but I'm like not the most seasoned actor.
Right.
I'm still learning to be more believable and stuff like that. So when I had to do it months later in a studio and re-record the audio for something when I actually had the feelings back then, it was like I tried to draw. I just feel like I just kind of did it, and he was like, "That's good." And then when I watched it back, I was kind of cringing because I could tell, I could hear like that's not how I sounded that day.
Right.
But like I don't know if people watching it, they wouldn't feel the same as me because they weren't there. They don't know.
Don't beat yourself up over it. I think anytime you record anything, even with the show, like I think the first episode I was like, I hate hearing my voice. Now I'm like into my voice. So thank you. You know why? Because I feel like sometimes when you talk, you don't know that you sound how you sound.
Right.
True.
I'm like, yeah, that's how I sound. Like,
yeah, believe me, when I got those headphones, I said, whoa, wait, little daddy, is that you?
Right.
Nah, for sure. Congrats on that, though.
Yeah, check that out.
And to many more.
Yes. Many more.
Send me the link because I want to check it out. It look good. I always he be putting me on the stuff that he be watching though.
Episode 1, it's crazy. The actual episode 1.
For real?
Because some tea.
I had a sex scene in that one.
Ooh,
that was my first sex scene.
Did you get hard in real life?
No, I did not. And you know, we had to wear. It's because it was super professional. Like when we rehearsed it, it was very much choreographed. It was choreographed. So
I always
do this,
felt like
versus just going there and
professional or not. It's like sometimes when I'm getting a massage, I'd be like, "Whoo, hold on now."
Well, I mean, like a massage. Yeah, I get if the person massaging me is hot.
But even with a woman, sometimes I'm like, if you swipe me a couple of times, I'm like, hold on now, and I don't want her looking at me like pervert, you know. So I always think like with sex scenes, I'm like, oh, I hope I haven't had any, but I always thought like, how does that work? Do they like tape it down?
Right.
You know?
I go to this place called The Now. And usually they give me a girl, but this one day I called randomly. I was like, oh, I need to come in for it. And they was like, all we have available is this guy. I was like, cool. And he was like tall and buff. And so I was just instantly, and low key, I was like, you're massaging me way different than anybody.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, you giving me a massage, you massage my feet like you low key my nigga. Like,
yeah.
I was like, look, I had a boner, but I was on my stomach. So by the time I turned over, it was like, I had
That's the part that I'd be worried about is when they be like, turn over. I'm like,
whenever I have an unwanted boner, since I was a kid, because I would just be sitting in gym class and just look down and have a boner. I would sit and think about horses running in the field. I'd be like,
horses running in the field. Yo, I love it.
No,
I love it.
I definitely have something
first?
I'm not gonna say.
What?
But I definitely have something that I go to make it go down.
Why can't you say?
Because it's no.
What is it? A white buffalo?
It's nothing to do with animals. But okay.
Horses running in the field, bro.
No,
for sure.
Running in the field is great. Oh my god.
I saw that you had a billboard out. And what was that?
Yes. I got 3 billboards.
Oh,
and then
three billboards, y'all.
That's dope.
Yeah. So I actually was working for this company called Primarily Pure, and they are an SPF company where they're basically knocking down on all these other SPFs that have a lot of toxins in it, and they're like making it aware. So they're basically a clean beauty, and that's usually what I'm really about.
Yes.
But yeah, so your girl is right here next to the Beverly Center. You know,
Yes.
she's over there next to the Santa Monica area. And then there's another one, I think, in the Valley.
Okay.
And then there's a few in Chicago. So
that's what's up. Oh, back at home.
Chicago.
Yeah.
So now all them hating ass niggas can be like, oh, damn, look at her.
You'll see me.
Look at that pump girl.
Yeah. God damn, was that her, Fifi? Yeah, so I love it, and I love bringing it back to my city too, because I love for my cousins to be able to see that you can leave, you can go anywhere else, you can even bring yourself back there like this, and like you can do big things. That's all I want for my family, is always to do bigger and better.
I love it. Well, congrats to both of you guys on all of that, and thank you again for coming in today. I always have so much fun.
I know, what is going on with you? How you gonna ask us? Hello,
of course. This is
we know.
Episode 10. So, you know, I feel like we hit a milestone today. This is episode 10.
Ooh,
yeah.
we got to be on 10.
You guys are on episode 10.
Brag, you know.
For episode 10.
Oh, look at that. We'll be there.
For being here. I appreciate the team. And yeah, I just want to keep this going. I think the next step is just like to figure out what the next step is for this, but I definitely want to keep it going. I want those viewerships to stay alive. So stay tuned, guys. I want to thank my guests for being here today on another episode of What's Next with Jay Ryan. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Come on, what's next?
Crazy. Lately I feel like escaping. I get so numb when